Hi guys and welcome, and today I'm gonna show you some trick how to install Windows 11 on a 64-bit computer but with a legacy BIOS. Many of my viewers has older computer which is 64-bit but it doesn't support UEFI, and it's pretty common that there are some computers which doesn't have UEFI still now with legacy BIOS. You can have also such a situation that you have UEFI but it doesn't such work great, because some early version of UEFI works perfectly in a legacy mode but there's a problem to work in native UEFI. That's especially in the first, second and third generation of Intel Core. I've seen one computer, this Intel Core i5 third generation, and there was a problem with that. It has UEFI, but when I've changed the mode from a legacy compatible to a native UEFI, there was a problem. To boot up, to install system, it didn't recognize GPT drive. So it was a big problem, and I was thinking how to make Windows 11 work on a legacy BIOS, because you need to install it on MBR hard drive. It's not possible to use GPT in legacy mode, so I was thinking, and now I have a resolution for you. So we have a really nice resolution. First of all, you need to download a Windows 11 ISO file, and you will need Windows 10 21H1 ISO file. But you don't need that rec which we used to in a different story. And you will also need anti-light with the newest version. First of all, we need to unpack our Windows 11 ISO file. We use it WinRAR. I'm just doing that. These steps are really simple, but you need to follow the order and do exactly what I do. Next, we need to unpack our Windows 10 21H1 ISO file. Pretty simple. Then we can close our WinRAR, and we will go to our Windows 10 21H1 folder here. We need to go to resources, and we are looking for a file install.esd or install.wim. I can see install.esd. I need to delete that file because that's our Windows 10 image, and we are going to Windows 11, and we're looking for the same file in the sources folder. That will be install ESD or install Vim. The problem is if you have install ESD or install Vim in Windows 10 folder, there's no problem because you will have to delete it. But in Windows 11 you need to have install Vim. If you have install ESD, you will have a huge problem, because you need to download the version with install Vim or convert ESD to a Vim using built-in Windows accessory or using Power ISO. The best idea is to download the version with Vim file. Now we will copy our Vim file, and we have in our Windows 10 installation with the Vim file from Windows 11. Pretty simple, but the thing is that installers are really similar, and installers of Windows 10 will recognize Windows 11 file and install thinking that is a Windows 10, but it's 11. I cannot tell you why it works, because it's a secret of the company, but it works. But now we have just a Windows 10 installer with this install Vim file from Windows 11. What to do now? First of all, we need our anti-light program. We're looking for our anti-light anti-light, we need to open it. And okay, file, okay, image history, we don't need that. Add directory, and here we are looking for our Windows 10 folder, really important, Windows. We need to select that folder, and that's very important because now we can see the patch to Windows 10 with Windows 10 21H1 installer inside, but we have the install Vim file of Windows 11. Pretty simple, but at that moment we need to open Windows 11 Pro to load that file. Now the process is pretty simple because we have prepared our unpacked our Windows 11 ISO and our Windows 10 21H1 ISO, and we have delete install ESD from Windows 10, and we copy to that place the install Vim from Windows 11. So we have Windows 10 installer with Windows 11 install Vim file. Now we just need to only to load that file here in our anti-light. Pretty simple situation. It takes just a few seconds. It's not a big file, about 4.5 gigabytes, so it's not a big file. We're just waiting until it will be loaded. Now we can see that green button that it's loaded. We need to go to image, create ISO. I will download for it. It will be called anti-light.iso. Okay, and we're going. We have our ISO file created, so we can unmount that. Because now we have that our file. Just for a second to delete the temporary files. Just a few seconds. It doesn't take long. Just waiting. Yeah. And now we have our anti-light ISO file, which is exactly a Windows 10 installer with Windows 11 image, and it will work perfectly. Now when you have this file, Windows 11 installer works only on UEFI in GPT mode on UEFI. Windows 10 installer works both in UEFI and legacy BIOS mode. So we use a trick to use older installer to install our new Windows. Now we have anti-light file, and it's specially prepared Windows 11 installer. We need just to use Rufus. Here you will select your flash drive. Here you will select our anti-light ISO, and here you need to choose that MBR. Don't select GPT, select MBR. Here you have to select BIOS or UEFI CSM compatible schedule mode. You need to select BIOS, legacy or BIOS, here MBR, and file system will be NFTS. Because if you create for a BIOS with MBR, it will be NFTS. If you create for GPT with UEFI, then you will have FAT32. And it's pretty simple. If you create now your simple install bootable flash drive with that ISO file, and you will select MPR, partition scheme, target system, legacy BIOS, and file system NFTS, this flash drive will install Windows 11 on any computer with 64-bit processor with legacy BIOS. You don't need even UEFI for that. You don't need UEFI, you just need 64-bit processor, and that's all on any you can install, even on Pentium 4 HT without UEFI in legacy mode. You can install it and you will have Windows 11 working. I am 100% guaranteed to you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye.